You are listening to Drop Tent Media Network.
This is Sam Cap and Sam Dub with Sam We Are. Ow, ow.
Here we are. Here we are again. Guess who's back?
It's us.
Back again. Yeah, here we have a very amazing, special, gorgeous guest. We have Miss Mary-Leigh Maxwell. She is a tattooed model. And when I say tattooed model, this gal has been on over 25 magazine covers.
Oh my God.
I would like a copy. She's also a vegan, an animal rights activist, and also you are a permanent makeup artist for your full-time gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yes, I love it.
How did you get into that?
Well, I've always been artistic and I've always been into beauty. I actually went to cosmetology school first. Well, first I went to art school for a year, then I went to cosmetology school, and then I ended up working in tattoo studios. I've always, because of the art thing, been drawn to tattoos, obviously. And hair was never really my passion, but I just kind of kept it on the back burner. And after working in tattoo shops for many years, I just randomly found out about permanent makeup, and I was like, oh my God, this would be the perfect combination of all the things that I like, like tattoos and beauty and being artistic, So yeah, once I found out about it, I found this woman that teaches in Doylestown, and she has her own place. She's been doing it for 15 years, I think. So I learned from her, and yeah, I started doing it, I would say, full time in 2018. So it's been a little over 2 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And for those who don't know, could you explain what permanent makeup artist is?
Yeah. So it's basically, cosmetic tattoos. So eyebrows, eyeliner, lips, that's all I do currently, but there's also that's called SMP. So they do the little dots in your scalp for people that are balding.
Right.
They also do areolas. I'm trying to think if there's anything
that's
else.
Cool.
Yeah, I would really like to learn that eventually too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think those are the main things.
What did they do with areolas? I'm so sorry. Is it for tattoos or for people who need cover up for surgeries?
Yeah,
or
mastectomy and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, you can give the person a new nipple.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I think it's good to go to someone that's a permanent makeup artist, because I think some hospitals and stuff, they kind of just train a nurse or something to do it. And I've heard of horror stories about that. So I feel like it's better to go to someone that's, artistic for that, especially after going through such a traumatic thing.
Yeah.
You don't want something crappy after all that.
I feel like if you're getting a tattoo, you should definitely go to a tattoo, a tattoo shop, right? Mm-hmm. And that's funny too, because I actually remember seeing you for the first time. This is going to sound so creepy, because I actually went to Art Machine Productions, and that's where you work out of, right?
Yeah.
I was getting
the vegan tattoo.
Yes, I was getting this, and I went to see John, who I've plugged before. He actually used to work at Art Machine, and now he has his own shop out in Berwyn. But I remember I was sitting there in the waiting room, and you were behind the desk, and you checked me in and everything, and I just got so awkward, because I was just oh my God, she's so hot. And I was
how I feel about you.
I kept staring. I was and then I saw John, and I was like, John, who the fuck is that? I was like, who the fuck is at your front desk? And he showed me your Insta, and I've been stalking you daily ever since. I'm not kidding, actually.
I love you. That's amazing.
Thank God you're also a hot woman, because otherwise we would be
does that sound creepy?
Yes. So only if you were a fat dude, So Jesse, shut up now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. That was so mean.
Stop apologizing again.
My face hurts. Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
For anyone who's
Then
listening,
stop looking at me. Jeez.
Oh my God. What did he say?
He's not here. He's the man behind the curtain. He said, stop looking at him. I think our producers get so embarrassed when we call them out because they're like not expecting it. And then all of a sudden we just like hit them with a zinger. And anyway.
It was perfect.
But yeah. But luckily you're also a hot woman because then you can call out other hot women and tell them that they're beautiful and not be a creep about it. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank God. Definitely not creepy at all coming from you.
Thank you. It makes me feel a little better. I was feeling like a super creep.
No. I love it.
But yeah, so that's where you're doing permanent makeup art of now, right?
Yep.
So people can find you there, go there, check you out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really obsessed. I saw you're doing like lips now.
Yeah.
I really want to do that, I think.
Yes, come on in. I want to get mine done because it like, especially with getting lip injections, sometimes the border of your lip gets a little like faded. So I feel like it kind of helps refresh and make it stand out a little more.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've stared at them before. I think and I could be wrong. I'm just calling her out, but I think my nail artist maybe has her lip tattooed. It's so beautiful. It's either perfect naturally or she has it tattooed.
Yeah.
But she, she has like, she was a tattoo model as well. She's got her eyebrows like permanently done on. And so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I always meant to ask her, but it's so perfect. Sometimes I would just stare at her lip, the top of it, and it just, it looked like it was drawn on, but never. Anyway, I'm just rambling.
It might have been.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least it's not a bad one because that would suck.
No. She definitely has good work done for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. I would seriously love to do that. So, do you think that like, so where am I going with this? Do you think that like because of like your journey with like tattoo modeling that kind of like led you where you are now, or did you kind of always think that you wanted to like be a tattoo artist? Because unless people are looking and they can see you are very heavily tattooed. Mm-hmm. I think you're the most like heavily tattooed woman that I've actually ever like seen in person, I think. And it's the hottest. Like, don't get me wrong. I get my husband a tattoo gift card for his birthday, Christmas, anniversary. I'm like, bitch, go. Like, you need more. I can see skin. Like, don't come back till you're covered, like get on it.
I have too much skin for Sam Dubs. She's mad at me.
Can you like just get a couple more?
We said we were going to get some together this year, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm down.
We talked about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
My birthday's in a few weeks, so
happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So wait, do you like tattoo? Like, say someone like wanted you to tattoo like their arm. Like, do you do that as well?
I don't yet. I've always kind of dabbled with the idea of becoming a tattoo artist just because, like I said, like ever since I was younger, I've always been artistic. I was in the like advanced art classes and all that stuff. I think my issue was I'm not good at like making stuff up out of my head. I'm good at like copying something. Like if I draw like a dog portrait, like I'm copying from a picture so I can do it really well, but I'm not so good at just like having the imagination to come up with things. So I think I have a little bit of anxiety. Like if someone came to me and they're like, hey, I want this sleeve of like this fantasy thing, I'd be like, oh, like I don't really know, but I don't know. Then you can also look up reference and stuff. So I'm not saying it will never happen, but I'm definitely happy just focusing on the permanent makeup right now. I also like that it's just concentrated to the face, whereas there's so many variables with the different body parts. Like I think if someone wanted me to tattoo like their kneecap, I'd be like, oh God, like that's scary,
For sure.
But I'm sure every tattoo artist had to deal with all that stuff. So if they can do it, I'm sure I could figure it out. But yeah, we'll see. Never say never, I guess.
Yeah. No, we just like looked at each other at the exact second. We were like, yeah. It like tattooing just blows my mind in general. Like when I go get tattooed, like a bunch of mine are on my arms, so I could literally stare while they were doing it.
Yeah.
And just like I just can't understand or get a grasp on how they see what the fuck they're doing. Because like if you look down, it like some people are bleeding, like the ink smearing.
Right.
Like how do you fucking see what you're doing? I don't get it.
That's true.
Like they're wiping and I'm like how do you get on that straight line? Like I don't understand it.
Well, some don't. The bad ones
true.
don't.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
you're right.
I guess that's what it is, right?
You're right.
It takes a skill. I mean, right? How many bad tattoos? I mean, there's not any in this room, but there's
I've
definitely
had them
people out there.
lasered off.
I have some. Yeah, exactly.
That's why I So I don't know if I said this on air, if we were off air, but that's why I didn't get any tattoos when I was younger. If I had gotten tattoos when I was younger, they would have been horrible. They would have been like a yellow submarine or like some like horrible Grateful Dead bear. Like
Oh, God, so
it would have
funny.
been so embarrassing. It would have been like ugly. I would have been, I would have like done it the cheapest, like,
Mhm,
just like what you do when you're young. And
Yeah.
so I'm kind of glad I waited until I was like in my late 20s to get my first tattoo. But now that I got my first two, I know it's not a lot, but I'm ready for more. I'm excited. I was actually set to get more right when COVID hit.
Oh.
I had an appointment for like March 13th, and then so I was getting more. Just to
Fuck
let
that.
you
I got a
know.
COVID tattoo. That's no excuse. I went and got one. I
It's
went to
true,
go
you
see
did.
John. It was in like
Aw.
April. He
It's
was like,
true, you
yo,
did.
I feel comfortable with
amazing.
you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I was like, I'll wear my mask, John. It's
Aw.
fine.
yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
said we're going to get some together.
Yeah, we
so
definitely are.
I'm down.
Well, you already have a vegan tattoo.
I
have a
do.
vegan tattoo.
I
Do
do.
you have a vegan tattoo?
That was on my list next. Actually, one of my best friends who's been vegan longer than me, we decided we were going to get them. She doesn't have any tattoos, so we're going to do like an
Aw.
inner lip tattoo.
Oh,
I think
nice.
she's like not sure about showing it all the time.
Yeah.
Not that it's vegan, just that a tattoo.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would like to get that with her. And then I would also like to get another like more visible one. Gotta
Do you have
represent.
any,
Yeah.
do you have any space?
I surprisingly do. I have a little bit. I'm actually kind of like just saving most of the rest.
Yeah.
Like the tiny little real estate you have. You're like, this is for important shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Because once you do it all, then what do? You're like, all right, well, I'll get this touched up again.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Or start lasering things.
Right.
I see that a lot with a lot of like professional tattoo artists. They literally end up going back and like I don't know if you guys are familiar with, I'm sure you probably know, but Ryan, what's her last name? She won Ink Master.
Ashley.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Her husband, who's like one of the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
amazing tattoo artists ever, he like lasered off his whole arm.
I've thought about doing that. I just
Really?
don't know if I can commit because it takes so long,
It
like
does.
waiting in between and doing it again and then tattooing it all over again.
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
who knows? I might. I've
Yeah.
lasered a bunch of stuff already. So.
I've lasered too.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
sucks.
God, it sucks so bad.
It sucks so bad.
It's
Your
so
skin
much
melts
worse.
off.
It feels like when you get splattered with grease when you're cooking on the stove.
Oh,
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And just the sound, it like gives
Yeah.
me PTSD. That
A
like
rubber band
Yeah.
snapping just
Yeah.
like repeatedly.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
My skin like fell
I'm, like,
off. I
so
got them like
stressed.
right on my what do you call this area? Like under my hips,
Mhm.
like where all the girls got them in the 90s, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I definitely got those horrible 90s tattoos.
Some
They were
little
like
butterfly
hearts. They
or
were
hearts,
hearts.
yeah.
It was even worse. They were hearts.
Aw.
Yeah, so I got them lasered off, and literally, like when I started getting into it, like the first couple times aren't so bad.
Mhm.
It's when you keep going and it keeps getting like deeper into your dermal layers. My skin fell off in sheets.
Ugh.
It just like bloop, fell off.
Ugh.
I'm like, my body hurts right now.
Yeah.
I feel the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
Mary-Leigh and I both are like, ugh. Like,
know.
I
Yeah.
feel the pain.
I'm thinking about it. Did you ever get blisters from it?
I do randomly,
Yeah.
and then they go away, and then
But
they'll come
right
back.
after though. Did
Yeah.
you get it?
Even to this day, sometimes,
Really?
yeah, I'll get like weird skin raises,
Oh my God.
and I'm like, "What is this?" And it'll start to itch.
oh,
and then, like, the
okay.
next day,
I
it's
think
fine.
it's like an ink reaction or something.
I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah.
That's so scary. I mean, those are the stories that terrified me of getting tattoos when I was younger, just because like I make bad decisions. And so like I knew if I made a decision at 18, it would be bad. And
Mine were.
you know, right?
Same.
Yeah. And like also my dad has a couple tattoos on his arm and he got one removed. And my entire life to this day, I don't know what he got removed. Like
what?
he never
What?
You need to get him drunk.
it
and
was
try and
either-
find
he
out.
doesn't drink. It was either a
Oh, fuck.
curse word
Oh.
or an ex-girlfriend's name, or like him and his friends had this sort of like little crew. It wasn't like a gang or anything. They had their little crew, and it may have been like CNR Skullfucks,
Like a
which is
gang symbol.
that was his little crew name,
Oh my
CNR
God.
Skullfucks, and I think that's what he had
That-
tattooed on him.
Sounds like a drag queen.
And right, and like, but because he had it removed, and he said it was so, and of course he had it like he has this huge ugly scar from it because he got it
Oh.
removed in the 80s or
It was
70s
probably
or something.
Not so good back then.
And more painful. I think
Yeah.
I don't think they had lasers. Y'all can correct me certainly if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But I don't think.
know either.
I think they had to do it with some sort of other type of needle that removed it. But basically, they just scarred up.
Ugh.
They basically just scarred it up to remove it. It looks like, you know. But it's like this nasty scar in between his other tattoos. And so like that, I think always scared me from getting my dad always said, don't ever get a tattoo. You'll always regret it like me.
That makes sense.
You
Why
know?
you'd be scared seeing that.
Right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want an ugly ass scar either.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta wait till I know. Like,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I can get a V for vegan. I was like, I've been vegan a long time.
That's
I think I'm
awesome.
not gonna regret this. You know,
Where'd you get it?
it's on my ribs.
Aw.
Just a
Show
little-
us.
Should I show you guys? Are gonna laugh at my
yes.
little tiny.
Oh no,
My
I
little
love
tiny
that.
baby tattoo.
I love it.
My little babe. It was my
It's cute,
first.
though.
And you started with the ribs. That's a spicy area.
Yeah, that is.
That's
I-
what everyone said.
I always think it's good though to start out with the bad spots because you have no idea what to expect. So if you
Yeah.
start there, then it's like all downhill from there.
Where would you
Yeah.
say, like, on yours, like, hurt the most?
Oh God, I am such a wimp with my legs for some reason.
Mm.
Like my thighs, I don't mind, but like from the knee down, like the shin and like behind the knee and the foot. Oh my God,
Mm.
terrible. Like
Sounds terrible.
I can
Yeah.
tattoo my throat, my neck all day, but don't tattoo like my lower legs. I fucking hate it.
So interesting. I think it's like very person by person
it
too,
definitely
right?
is.
Because everyone said the same thing. They're like, watch out for the ribs. It's going to hurt. And it didn't, you know, it's a small tattoo, obviously. I know it didn't take a lot of time. It's nothing big. So, like, I know that has to do with it. I know that. I do know that. It only took a few minutes. It only took 20 minutes. But I'm sure, you know, of course, anything bigger, obviously, the more you do it, the worse.
Yeah.
But you know, what do I know? What do I know about this
I almost
world,
had
you
to
know?
tap out once, and
Oh,
I'm
for
I'm a
sure.
proud bitch. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm laying there and I'm getting tattooed, and in my head I was like, what can I say to get me out of this situation? I was like, what can I come up with that doesn't make me sound like a bitch, but I'm done. Like
what was it?
it was
Oh,
like
I
in
hate
here.
that
That's
area.
like, what do you call that? The arm dip?
Venus?
What it's called?
the ditch.
The ditch.
Yeah.
Fucking blows.
Uh-huh.
I had like tears in my eyes. I was like, I gotta go. I was like,
Mhm.
I can say someone text me. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
shit. I'm like, I don't have my phone near me. I'm like, I can't move. Like literally, that's what was going on in my head. I was ready to like,
It's like,
It made me
Fight or flight.
woozy just because that skin is so thin
Yeah.
there, and I'm like, ugh, like,
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm glad they're done.
Yeah.
my body is hurting just thinking about.
Yeah.
I know there's certain parts of my bodies I wouldn't want to do. Like I don't think I would fuck with a knee. I don't think I would fuck with
throat.
Ooh.
Oh no,
That's my favorite.
No, I don't think I
I
could do
find
it.
that so
It's
sexy.
hot. It's so sexy, but like,
Mhm.
I, you know, when I was younger, I hated my throat even being touched. Like, I didn't even like
Mm.
being choked till
And
I was in
now what
college.
happened?
Yeah, I know. Literally.
You're the opposite.
Yeah, this one guy, you know,
You're like,
he's
please choke me harder.
Literally.
Listen, bitch, I don't want to breathe. Okay, you're obviously doing it right. I mean, wrong.
seriously,
If you can breathe, they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
literally. Right? If I could ask for you to do it harder, like, it's not.
There's a problem. Yeah, fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
love it.
Yeah, but no, I feel like those are areas I know I would get like squeamish
Yeah,
about, like
yeah.
certain, you know. But
Mhm.
but I have like this little tiny one that I got in December of last year, just on my thigh, and I didn't really think about it because I was like, it's on my upper thigh. It'll just be like soft, fleshy, fat
Mhm.
thigh. And then as it got to like the top of my thigh, I realized, oh shit, this is like right next to my vagina, and the pain, you know, there's like that radius of pain.
Mhm.
And then I went, oh, I can feel this pain in my vagina. And
Oh.
it felt, and I was like, that hurt
happens.
more than my rib. And I thought that was so weird because I wasn't expecting that. I thought, oh, everyone said the ribs will hurt. It's on bone. This is just fat thigh. And that all of a sudden, because it was near the vagina, it was so weird. So it's, you know, it's all like, it was a learning curve for me. And I'm glad that I like started with like a couple little ones because then I could realize, oh, you know, perhaps like I have a bad left knee. So I was sort of wanting this like thing on my left like thigh, like right above it. And I'm like, oh, the pain might radiate to my like
Yeah.
bad knee. And that probably would have been a really bad idea, you know? And so like, I'm glad that I got these small ones to realize, oh, okay, I have to sort of place it in the right way. Don't hurt your bad knee like an old lady.
Yeah.
Like,
That does happen though. That's
It
so
travels,
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like I feel like the inner arm, it feels like it's like in your armpit.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
how close are they
It does,
getting?
yeah.
You're like checking. You're like, oh my God, it's so far. Why
Where
does it
are
feel
you
like it's
putting
in
that?
my armpit?
Yeah.
yes.
So weird.
So weird. It was
Yeah.
so, all of it, like I did not expect to feel that pain in my vagina. I would not get tattooed there again. That was like unpleasant. And it was like shorter than the other one, but it was like way more unpleasant.
Mm.
So weird. So it's all, you know, it's
No
all.
vaginas tattoos for you.
No vagina tattoos for me. That was close enough.
So
Too
funny.
close for comfort.
So speaking of tattoos and you getting like a vegan tattoo, so you're vegan.
Ah,
Yay.
Yes.
Room full of vegans.
Yay.
Minus
Minus our
fucking Jesse.
producer.
We all look over evil glares.
I had chicken nuggets last night and I enjoyed it.
I
We'll
just
bring you
hissed
some
at you.
vegan chicken nuggets next
Yeah,
time. Don't worry,
yeah,
boo. We
yeah.
got you.
Yeah, we got
No
you.
more spike seltzer for you, motherfucker. You can only get spike seltzer if you're eating vegan.
Yeah.
I have vegan mac and cheese in my purse.
Ooh.
Do you just always
In
carry
your
vegan
purse.
mac and cheese? Do you always have that in your purse just in case you get hungry one day? You're like, oh, I don't know.
You
Could be starving on the highway.
Oh my God, that looks amazing.
I stopped
Where's
at
that
Batter and
from?
Crumb, and they had this there, and I was like, I gotta get this.
What? Where is
It's
this?
Chef Riki,
Oh, hey, Chef Riki. Shout out Chef
Yeah.
Riki. What's up?
and he sells it at Batter and Crumb. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never heard of it.
Girl,
Where is it?
It is 15th and Reed.
South.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't go there very often because I live around this area, like
Mhm.
north. But
yeah.
but they're good. I mean, I'll order from them on occasion when I'm feeling fancy and
Yeah.
hungover.
It's like that's why I went there today. I was like, yeah, celebrating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
But they
treat
have
myself.
They have good stuff, and they get food from all different types of like local
Yeah.
wholesalers, chefs. What do they call chefs who do wholesale? What's the word? Caterers? I don't know. My brain just stopped working.
I don't know
Wholesale is like
either.
what you call it in retail with products. That's what I'm used to. But yeah, caterers, I guess. But
That
anyway,
works. We'll
Chef,
run
like
with it.
Chef Riki.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Chef Riki
Yeah.
and his mac and cheese. Have you tried it before?
I haven't. I'm about
looks
to.
bomb.
Yeah, I almost
Yeah.
ate it in the car, but
it does look
I
amazing.
saved.
Yeah. Yeah, all his food looks really good there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're vegan.
Mhm.
How long have you been vegan?
2 years this past May.
Woo!
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm still like a baby vegan, but
I feel like I am too.
how long have you been?
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was vegetarian for 4 years in the past, so that I guess
Nice.
was sort of a step in the right direction.
Yeah, of course it was.
So yeah, I like everybody. I wish I had done it sooner, and it's not as hard as you think it is. And like once you, I feel like cross a certain bridge, like there's no going back if you're doing it for the right reasons. Like if you're only doing it for diet, you might falter, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
Def.
once you've seen the things that I've seen, like I don't care if like a doctor told me like you're dying, I'd be like, I don't care, I'm not fucking eating animal products. Like, so
And that probably
Yeah.
wouldn't happen anyway.
no,
because
no,
like exactly what you just said, you made a good point. Most people who falter on their vegan diet, and we use diets in quotes because it's not actually like, for most people, it's not always about a diet for health reasons. It's oftentimes about animal rights and other reasons, you know, the world and everything.
yeah, yeah,
The environment and all that stuff. But I think a lot of people who go back from being vegan are people who did it for a diet to
Yeah.
lose weight, to
Mhm.
maintain weight. And those are the folks who maybe aren't like eating the right nutrients. And so
Exactly.
like we saw Miley Cyrus this year announce on Joe Rogan
I
that
know.
Gross.
she's no longer
So
vegan.
lame.
And she was like, I had one piece of fish and my brain felt better. All right, bitch. Well, you can't.
It's a joke.
Yeah, like you can't have 0 carbs and do vegan. You're gonna get sick. You're not
Yeah.
having any nutrients put into your body. I mean, you have to have fruit. You have to have.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, if you're trying to do no carb and vegan, I think that's where a lot of, and especially people in like Hollywood and people who are
Yeah.
are trying to do it. But it's like that's where they're gonna falter, and that's when you're going back because you're not like doing it for
The right reason.
kind of
Yeah.
like the right reasons, or like you're looking at it from a different
Yeah.
perspective than like what people who do it for animal rights are
Yeah.
looking at.
That
And
bitch sings about doing Molly every fucking song. Like maybe
Yeah.
that's why your
I
brain
know.
isn't working up to par.
And it's like,
Yeah.
where do you think the fish get the omegas from? The fucking algae that they eat. Like, you're just eating the middleman. Like, go to the doctor, get supplements, do blood tests, like, figure your shit out. Don't just guess and be like, oh,
Right.
my brain. Like, maybe it's the other shit you're doing. Exactly.
Right.
You know?
And exactly what you said, you're like you're going to the middleman. I mean,
Mhm.
that's all that meat really is. Like
Exactly.
when we think we're like, oh, I need to eat a cow to get, protein or iron or I don't know, whatever people think
Yeah.
they need from it. And it's like the cow's eating grass.
Mhm.
People don't
Plants
know
have
that.
Protein.
People don't know that.
It's
Like,
People
they
crazy.
literally don't know that.
Just to let everyone know,
Yeah.
all plants have protein.
Yes.
Look it up right now if you don't believe us.
And like
Google it.
quinoa, like
Has protein.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be meat. I
It-
promise.
And most people are eating way too much protein to begin with.
Yes,
People don't
yes.
really realize the amounts that they would need.
Mhm.
If you're not a bodybuilder,
Yeah.
you're not a weightlifter, you're
Yeah.
like a schlub, like you don't need excess amount of proteins. Sure, everyone needs proteins, everyone needs iron, everyone needs all of the things.
Mhm.
But anyway, what was I getting at? You don't need it. You just you have to
Basically,
don't go to the middleman.
Animal. Everyone thinks they need to eat animals in order to obtain protein, but people don't realize that animals get their fucking protein from plants.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Right. It's honestly shocking the lack of just like understanding of the science
Mhm.
or like when people hear about it, I think they don't want to believe it or they don't want to it's sort of like this secret, you know, they're like, oh, if I know, you know, if I know the secrets of the animals, then I won't want to eat it anymore. And that's, you know, that was a bad statement. I was like, can we cut that? That was terrible. I just spaced out. I need to hit my vape. That was terrible. Oh my God. I've been vegan for so long. I don't even know how to talk about it. I'm like, animals. It was horrible.
Animals. Ow, my face.
Like, literally,
Oh no.
I like literally haven't had meat in 10 years. Like, why can't I talk about this
That
today?
is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I just hit my 8-year vegan anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I'm not dying. Just let everyone know I
just
haven't died
FYI,
of protein
none
deficiency.
of us are dying.
Yeah.
Yes, true. None of us are dying. We're all very healthy,
Yeah.
surviving.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But it's an interesting thing. I mean, most people I think are deficient in like a lot of things. So they don't realize it, you know?
Well,
That
I just heard the other day, like places like the Vitamin Shop, those don't exist just for vegans. Like most people are deficient in things. It doesn't matter what you're eating. You're probably not getting everything that you need. So like, don't just be like, oh, vegans have to take supplements. Like
right.
normal people do too. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
it's just the excuses that people come up with are just asinine.
Yeah.
Plants
So
feel
true.
pain is the worst one.
Oh my
though.
God, I know.
Like you cannot look at a video of slitting a pig's throat and look at a video of someone cutting a carrot and say that's the same fucking thing. Like get the fuck out of here. If you say that, please don't ever talk to a vegan again. Like you're just
don't ever talk.
Yeah,
period.
Yeah.
Or exist.
go educate yourself, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Just go walk into that traffic over there.
I feel like there's like the classic, however many responses people give you when
Yeah.
they find out you're vegan.
Mhm.
It's usually, oh, but plants feel pain. Oh, but what about protein?
Mhm.
What about bacon?
Oh.
But I couldn't give up cheese. I was vegetarian once.
Yes. And
That's
I
the
felt
fun.
sick
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what were you eating? Well, I had like an apple and
Mhm.
then like some broccoli. And I felt sick. And it's like, you weren't eating. You were starving
Yeah.
yourself.
Right.
Like, no shit. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still have to feed yourself. You still have to get all your nutrients in.
yeah.
And most vegans, I think, are actually better at doing that than most regular people because we're
Exactly.
thinking about it. We're being
Yeah.
conscious of it. And like, we're looking at our intake of different nutrients from the foods that we're eating as
Mhm.
opposed to just mindlessly
Exactly.
consuming meat, thinking that it's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Do you get like trolled a lot online?
Luckily, no. I think because I mostly post in my stories and I kind of have the feeling that most people that troll like to do it where they are seen, like where
Mm.
other people are going to read it and they'll think they'll get a reaction out of them. So I feel like it takes more balls for someone to DM you to reply to your story and be like, you're a fucking idiot, you know, or whatever
Yeah.
they're going to say. So I don't make as many like regular Instagram posts. The ones that I do, it depends what I'm posting, honestly. Sometimes I'll just turn the comments off because I don't even want to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because I'm that type of person, like, I will fucking argue with you. And like,
Same.
What's your sign?
I'm like a Cancer Leo.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, technically, I think a Leo, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more Cancer because I'm like right on the
Mm.
cusp and I'm just like such a homebody and stuff. But there are certain
Mm.
things that, like, when it comes to something I'm passionate about, like, if you try to talk some shit, I will not just sit there and take it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I forget where I was going.
Sorry,
with this.
I interrupted you with the sign.
It's okay.
No, but you were saying that you would argue with people. I asked because Sam also loves to argue with people about, especially
I
about
do.
vegan things.
I do.
And she's a
pretty much
Gemini.
only like to argue about vegan stuff.
Yeah.
Like most other things, I'm just like, I don't even fucking care. Like they can just think what
I
they
know.
want. But this is so important to me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I love that about you. I also think
Thanks.
you're the only sign that likes me.
What do you mean?
Everyone hates my sign.
Really?
Like
I
what
have
about
a couple
Sag?
Gemini friends.
I feel like I'm everyone's worst sign. I'm like everyone's worst love match. Everyone's worst
Aw.
friend. Like it's like
No.
don't fuck with Geminis.
No.
But Leo kind of likes you. So I'm like, all right.
That's so funny.
That is really funny.
But yeah, I actually get trolled online a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I don't care.
Yeah, of
I
course,
mean,
right.
most of the time, I'm like, whatever. It depends what they say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Usually, like, there's certain things that you can say that like get me going,
Mhm.
and then there's certain things where I'm just like, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it really depends what they say. Like when people are just ignorant, that's when I get real pissed. And I've said this before, like I am very aggressive online. Like I know we're not Facebook friends, we're going to be, but online, like anyone who's listening that knows me personally is like, yeah, they're like, yeah, she is. But I don't know. I'm a work in progress. I do come at people pretty hard sometimes, but I have a good story that will go with this too. But I always try and make right. And I will always say when I'm wrong, you know, I'm not like, so guys, I was driving to work on Friday, right? And I was at a stop sign and I look over to my right and I was just in a mood. So I was telling Sam earlier, I took my dog to the vet. I was waiting to get like test results for her. And we both have 13-year-old chihuahuas.
Yes.
So I was waiting for test results for her, was waiting on a COVID test for me, and was waiting on the election. So I was just like,
stress is at an all-time high.
I was so stressed. I was in a bad place. I was like in a shitty mood, right? I looked to my right. There is a woman standing there wearing a Canada Goose jacket. And that just flips my switch so hard. I don't know why, but it pisses me off to know.
Can we tell people why? Because I think people don't realize what's inside of Canada.
Yeah, so that's what I said to her. So, and don't get me wrong. I know what I said was wrong.
Because it's not goose inside there, right? On the outside?
It's wolf.
Yeah.
It's wolf on the outside,
but it's
right?
goose inside.
Goose on the inside.
Yeah.
But so people think it's all, they don't think, but it's wolf.
On average, each coat kills 11 animals.
Insane.
On average, because
crazy.
The trim of the coat is fur, so it's fur from a wolf, and the way that they catch the wolves, which has been documented and caught on tape by animal rights activist groups, they go out into the woods, they leave those like open claw traps that are like this, and they wait for wolves to come by, and it traps them by their paw, doesn't kill them obviously, so they suffer for hours on end out in the cold,
sometimes
out in the
even
dark,
days.
Yeah,
because they don't even check the
exactly
traps daily.
They'll come get them later, and then they find these wolves, they kill them, and then so that makes up the trim of the jacket, and inside of the jacket is down. So on average, to fill up those jackets, it takes about like 10 or so animals. So I saw this jacket, right?
And they have that fucking symbol
It's
on the
very
side.
recognizable.
Yeah, it's so
like you're trying to brag about it.
Yeah. Well, it
horrible.
pissed me off that day. Okay. So I rolled down my window. I'm not proud of this, okay? I'm not proud of this. But I said, do you have any idea how many animals died to make your coat, you stupid cunt?
Yes!
Again, I'm not proud of it. I could have said it better. And the rest of that day, I spent trying to make right with the universe. I donated $50 to like my coworker's daughter's like pancreatic cancer fund. I bought like a wreath from another coworker's like kids fundraiser. I was like, am I right with the universe yet? Because
well, what did she say?
She just like stared at me and was like, oh my God. Like if she would have said the wrong thing, I would have pulled over.
Oh shit.
Did you have a bucket of blood you were ready to throw on her? Like you were a 90s activist?
I wish.
I have stickers in my bag right now that I'm waiting just for winter to like, because Rob Banks, amazing animal rights activist, he sent them to me, and he will literally put these stickers that show a fucking skinned animal on people's coats that are wearing fur trim and stuff, and they have no idea. And I'm just like, I wish I could see people's faces when they get home or wherever and see this fucking sticker. And I just hope it makes them like think like, holy shit, it didn't just come off of a tree. Like something suffered to make this. You know?
Yeah.
It's an ignorance, I think. I don't know if it's a choice. It's if people are choosing to be ignorant because they don't want to know, like I said earlier, like they're afraid to know the truth because then they won't want to use the products and they won't want to eat the meat. But I think people don't realize like just how many animals it takes to make the stupid ass products that they want. Leather shoes, leather belts, like suede. Like why? We don't, when we have alternatives that look and feel high quality and are, have that expensive feel, smell like real leather, they're soft. I mean, why use real leather? I will never understand it,
Yeah. My book bag's made out of mushrooms.
That's amazing.
It's so a Matt and Nat. Are you familiar?
No.
I love Matt and Nat.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I have heard.
I was gonna say your world's
they
about
make
to get
they're like
rocked.
they're like fancy, and then they're like reasonably priced. Like they're expensive.
They're so flat.
Yeah,
it's well made.
Yeah, exactly. They're super well made. I have like a couple pieces from them, and they are just gorgeous. And there's even so many other brands too that kind of come up with these like little vegan leather.
It's only gonna get better.
See,
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah. So I'm ready for winter time.
Sad.
Watch out for Mary-Leigh. I'll be like 10 steps behind her, like creeping around a building, just like
it's just
staring.
gonna be a bunch of like hot models like attacking people with
Shaming
stickers.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's like create a
Why do I
posse.
love this?
Yeah.
That would be the coolest posse ever, though, because that's how you get people. You
Yeah.
know,
We're gonna get jackets.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought about that. I think he sent me a patch or a shirt or something. And I was like, I just want to pin it on the back. Like, I forget what it said, but something about fuck fur or something like that.
Yeah, he's really cool.
He is amazing. I admire him so much because I'm a little shy. So like what you did, I don't think it would depend on my mood. I guess the same. If I was feeling aggro, I might. But for the most part, when I see people, I'll just like shake my head and like roll my eyes. Like, and I admire people that have the balls to say something to people. Like, so I just love that. And he's so like that. He has no shame, and he'll walk with the person and just keep talking to them and make them super uncomfortable. And I feel like that's what you deserve if you are participating in the fur industry. And like, yeah, some people don't know, but like some people just don't care. So the people
So true.
that don't care, you should be made to feel like shit.
That's the hardest part, I think, about it. That's the hardest part about being vegan is trying to, when people ask you, you try and explain to them, you know, where your feelings come from and where your, you know, your stance comes from. And it's so hard to like show someone something and just have them not care.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if they refuse to watch because they don't want to change.
Yeah.
That is so frustrating. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Mhm.
What do you mean? Like, no one wants to see it, but like they're having to live this. The least you can do is acknowledge that you're paying for them to live that horrible existence, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess to some people it takes like in their own time. Like, I mean, when I was vegetarian, I kind of had an idea that dairy wasn't good. And I was kind of like, I don't want to watch the stuff, you know? So
Same.
I can't be too mad at people because I was there, you know? And like, but I don't know. That's another thing. I'm like, most people weren't born vegan. So
Right.
like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm trying to say.
I see what you're saying.
It's hard because, you know, you want to give people compassion because they, you know, look, we weren't born vegan or vegetarian. So at some point in our lives, we were also eating meat.
Yeah.
I definitely used to make fun of vegans, even when I was a vegetarian.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
When I went veggie, I would be like, oh, don't worry. I'm not going to be one of those crazy vegans. I remember saying that every fucking day. You know, I say that to everyone. And I felt like I had to defend it, you know, because it feels like you're converting or something. You're like, don't worry. I'm just going to be doing this new thing from now on. My whole life will change.
Yeah.
Everything will change. And it freaks people out. And like, I think, you know, like what I heard from my family when I first went vegan was just sort of like, well, it's hard to hang out with you or it's hard to like eat dinner with you. You rolled your eyes. That was so funny.
I feel the same way. I would have said.
It's silly. It's so silly. I mean, there's definitely people who are like that. I'm grateful that like my boyfriend, for example, he isn't like that. He doesn't make me feel like that. Like, oh, there's better food elsewhere or you make it such a hassle. You know, he's always
he's not vegan, right?
He's not vegan, but he just like, yeah, he's not. And what I appreciate about him is he's like very open to like eating healthy, you know, like he had some like, you know, family history of like diabetes and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think he's very like interested in like eating better. And
did you watch The Game Changers?
no, we haven't watched it. Should we watch it? I know.
My ex-boyfriend, he watched it and then he went vegan for me. Like we broke up and then the next day he went and ate a chicken sandwich, but he was vegan
What
for
a
like
dick.
4 months, I think. And that movie is what pushed him over the edge. So if you're a dude and you're curious about veganism, but you don't want to watch slaughterhouse stuff, definitely watch because it's just like health and athlete related. So it's definitely geared towards men and it's very educational. So
yeah, and there's
a good
a
one.
bunch of professional athletes in that one, which is cool because when you see like, I think is a 300-pound vegan in it. I forgot his name, but when you see, you know, NFL players or former NFL players or whatever, you know, you have all these professional athletes and Olympians, and they're talking about veganism and how they're able to train and compete the way that they do at the high level that they do. Like
Tom
trust
Brady.
Me, yeah, exactly. Like,
is
trust
he
me,
vegan now?
I don't think he's vegan, but he's plant-based.
Okay.
But when he is in his football season, he is vegan.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
he
cool.
has like a have you ever heard of Purple Carrot?
Yeah.
No.
So Purple Carrot is a vegan meal delivery service.
Okay. Oh yeah.
They do have a lot of plastic, which kind of sucks, but I feel like these days now it's just something we're gonna have to
Everything's
deal
plastic,
with.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a vegan meal delivery service, and they actually like teamed up with him and came out with this like separate program that was geared towards like men, like the same thing you're saying, for men trying to like bulk up. And it was called like TB19 or whatever the fuck, TB12, that's his number, right? So it's called TB12, and it's geared towards like athletes and stuff, and it's cool. A vegan meal program, and he endorses it. He's like, this is what I eat. Like, I eat vegan when I play because it makes me perform better.
Yeah.
So I've been pumped that he kind of came around to that too, because I think Giselle is also like eating vegan too. They don't call themselves vegan, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're eating plant-based, you're still helping the animals.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter what you call it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, of course, as much as I love the term veganism, as I have it tattooed on my ribs, and I hope that term never goes away since I finally made that decision. But yeah, I mean, people who are doing plant-based, like I get, they're doing it for different reasons. They're admittedly not doing it for animal rights reasons, and whatever, like, to me, that's fine because you're bringing in a different perspective. And I think that anyone who's doing any sort of veganism or plant-based diet, like bringing in the perspective of why you're doing it is cool, because you start to have people who aren't just like tree hugging hippies like me. Yeah. you get different perspectives. I think it's easy to look at little hippies and be like, all right, they're vegan and whatever. Yeah. But I think when you can see like these big, huge professional athletes who are filled with muscles and like doing their jobs, I mean, you can really see it from all different perspectives. It's cool. It's like, it's that old thing. People are always like, everyone wants you to eat fruits and vegetables, but the second that you tell them you're vegan, they're like, whoa, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah.
That's so true. It's crazy.
Like, right? We teach children to eat fruits and veggies. It's so confusing, you know?
Yeah. So confusing. At least for Americans. We're
Yeah.
just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, what I love about veganism now is that there's so many options,
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I mean, having done it, I feel like I'm an OG vegan vegetarian. I set the stage for you all. You guys are welcome. Just to let you know you're welcome.
I appreciate it. Well, I always think about like, wow, people were vegan in like the 70s. Like, can you imagine like what they didn't have a quarter of the things that we have now, like the fake replacements. So that's why it boggles my mind that more people aren't vegan today, because it's like you literally don't have to give up anything. Maybe slight convenience, like you might have to go a little bit out of your way to get the thing, but it's like we have every replacement and it tastes just as good. Like, what are you afraid of? I just don't get it.
Yeah, but as it becomes bigger and more accessible, that all changes,
That's
because
true.
you can start to see it. You have it at Dunkin' Donuts. You have it at Starbucks. You have it at Burger King, right? I mean, and the more that you have vegan options at places like that, the more accessible it becomes for people who aren't at Whole Foods and aren't just at like a fancy, whatever store. And it makes it so that everyone can just grab and go. And that, and it makes it like that convenience, because that's what people want, right? People like don't want to change their whole lifestyle. Like it is a lifestyle change, and especially was back in the day. Today, like you said, you're right. We have these replacements. Like, okay, tomorrow for breakfast, I'm making a quiche. Like, so easy. It's literally nothing. Like, just egg. There's a pre-made pie crust, right? I'll send you pictures. Okay. Yes. I'm going to put vegan bacon in it. Like, literally, it's going to be so easy. Like, I haven't had quiche in like 10 years, you guys. 10 fucking years I haven't had a quiche. Like, I don't know. This is going to be cool.
This is very exciting.
It's exciting. Yeah. And like, it's exciting because having products like Just Egg that you can just pour in your pan and scramble like a regular egg, and it takes nothing. I mean, I don't know. I get so excited talking about it.
I do too. No, have you tried their new product? It's like a
folded egg.
Yes.
I eat it every day.
I'm obsessed with it.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's so good. It's the convenience thing again, because like we're all working, we're all busy. And so you literally can just throw it in your toaster.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
What?
Yeah. How do you cook it, bitch?
A skillet.
Yeah. Look at the back. It's recommended as toaster. The first one. You
I don't
can do it in a
have
skillet.
A toaster.
Oh, no.
You don't have a toaster
I have
oven?
a toaster oven.
Oh, like a full oven?
Yeah, like a Big John.
Oh, you don't make toast?
I mean, I make it in my Big John.
Am I eating too many carbs?
I make it
I eat toast like every day.
No, it's not a toaster oven. It's an air fryer.
You don't even know what you have. You're just like, Wes does everything for me. I don't know. I have a husband who serves me food.
In an air fryer?
You can make anything in an air fryer. I make toast in an air fryer.
You can literally make anything. That's true. You can
I'll
bake
try
bread in an air fryer.
I'll let you know how it turns out.
Yeah, let me know. Well, if you had a toaster, I guess you could
used
put it in your
to. It was Hello
toaster.
Kitty, and Wes made me get rid of it.
Oh no,
That's very mean of him.
Yeah.
I know.
He's usually not a mean person.
No,
so.
terrible.
He's such a bad husband. My God.
No, you wouldn't let
How
me keep my
dare
Hello
he.
Kitty toaster?
Wow, what a jerk. No personality. Yeah, but I mean, throwing it in the toaster oven for me is so easy because then, you don't have to wait for it. You don't have to look at the stove. You're not worried about the gas on. You're just like, all right, I throw it in. It takes 6 minutes. You walk away. I get ready for work, whatever I'm doing. And then it's so convenient. I mean, having products like that, it's a game changer. Even for me being, 10 years without all these products, it makes it so simple,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it easy for people like my boyfriend who's not vegan to be like, okay, he works overnight, so his shifts are always terrible. He's always, rushing around and stuff. And so like he needs to eat before or after work, whatever. And he would always like go to Dunkin' and just like grab something. And I think he used to get something that had meat in it. Well, like when he realized they had Beyond Sausage, now that's what he gets. That's what he gets every day.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And, like,
tasty.
Yeah, he
It's
gets
like
it with like
baby
egg,
steps.
but right, exactly. It's like baby steps. And like it's for him, it's a convenient thing where he can just grab it and he goes, oh, I actually feel so much better. Now I'm calling him out on it. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, babe. It's okay. He doesn't listen to this podcast actually, so it's totally cool. He says that I talk enough. I don't know what that means. It's so confusing.
He does promote it though.
He
Aw,
does. Yeah,
that's
he'll
cute.
post it
I've
and he'll
seen
like
him.
it.
I
But
see you, Aaron.
he won't listen to it. Yeah, he's like I hear you talk every day, which isn't true. He doesn't even hear me talk 3 times a week.
See, I trap Wes in the car and then I just turn it on and I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
you're here now.
He's a good husband. Aaron's like, I don't want to hear you talk anymore. I get it. So yeah, it's fine though. He's not listening, but he supports it. It's okay. He was like, if I had a podcast, would you listen? And I was like, yes, I would support you.
I would too.
Yeah.
But I was like, actually, would I? I don't know. Like I do hear him talk, But yeah, anyway, but it's cool. Like I'm proud of him for just being able to like make a little simple swap. And it's like, it's being able to make the simple swaps that don't obstruct your whole lifestyle and make you go, all right, how am I going to make this tofu for breakfast?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the key with most people. Just try swapping things like one by one,
Yeah.
like get rid of dairy and get almond or any fucking other kind of milk
Right?
besides from a fucking cow.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, just start with that.
if you're still drinking cow's milk in 2020,
Oh,
are you a
God.
sociopath or a sadist? Answer me. Let me know. Send me hate mail. I don't even care. I'm so curious. Like, if you are still drinking it, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
The
There's so many
weirdest
options.
Thing to me is that people will be like, ew, almond milk. You're drinking the lactations of an animal.
Yeah.
Like you would say ew, dog milk. So why? Because it's a cow that makes it okay?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
Right.
It's like we've all just been brainwashed from such a young
We
age.
have,
It's
though.
literally being
That's exactly what it
brainwashed.
is.
So
Well,
insane.
think about the commercials. People go, oh, milk does the body good. We
Oh,
need milk for
God.
calcium.
Yeah.
Those are literal commercials people are repeating, not scientific
Yeah.
nutritional
Yeah.
facts, for
Mhm.
the love of God.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's a fucking commercial that's been in your brain since we were little ass kids.
Yep.
Milk mustache,
Yeah.
got milk, all of that
Ugh.
shit. It's not fact. There is as much vitamin C and calcium, right? Is that what we're talking about? I don't even know what the
I
fuck
think
people
it's
think is in milk.
vitamin D.
Whatever the fuck people
Yeah.
think is in
Yeah.
milk, there is. I mean, it's in milk. I'm not saying, sorry, I've been drinking. I'm not saying that you just think that it's in milk, but I'm saying what you think you
They
need.
might. They
Yeah.
might.
Whatever you think you need that's in milk. I mean, if it's what do we say, vitamin D, you can get that in a handful of kale. If it's vitamin C or calcium, you can get that in one orange. Like whatever nutritional facts you're trying to get from it, nutritional benefits you're trying to get from it, you can get it in any other fruit or vegetable.
what
The milk thing is one of the things, and it's like you'll even have like young parents who will go to their doctors when they have babies, and they'll be like, what do I give my kid? Can I give them this or this? And the doctors tell them that they have to give them cow's milk.
It's insane.
Like the fact that a doctor,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
yeah, that happened to, I mean, I'm
Wait, I'm
pausing,
sorry, what?
but like,
Wait.
yeah, my sister, and like we are very different people. If she's listening, she knows this. We're very
Like
different.
with formula?
Well, like with anything, even like, so my sister breastfed my niece for like a year or whatever. And then afterwards, or a year and a half, whatever the time length was. And then afterwards she was like, all right, what do I do now? And the doctor was like, the almond milk won't be enough
I
nutrients
heard
for
that
her.
too, and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
What?
Which just isn't, it's just not true.
Yeah.
That's the thing, And so like these doctors are passing on misinformation.
Mhm.
A doctor is not a nutritionist.
Mhm.
A doctor doesn't study nutrition.
Mhm.
They study for like 2 hours.
At any
Yeah.
point
Total.
during their career. So like asking them about the science behind nutrition would be like asking them about the science behind anything else that they're not experts on, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you go to your PCP for your vagina? If you do, you shouldn't. Do you go to your PCP for anxiety and depression? If you do, you shouldn't. And so like you have to go to a specific person who's actually trained on this. And like, it's just, I think there's a lot of misinformation going around. I also think that like they don't, they're not thinking about it. They're not looking at
like, this is what my parents did and my grandparents did. And
exactly.
It's like, no, now we know more and you don't have to just keep repeating the same traditions because it's tradition.
Yeah.
Like,
did you grow up eating like heavy meat, like dairy?
Yeah. I don't know if I would say heavy, but my stepdad is like a hunter. And so, I mean, I guess out of anything, at least the deer are free. They're not growing up in this horrible factory farm. But but I definitely would eat meat. And it's funny because like I've always been obsessed with dogs, like since I was a baby, and like loved animals. And my mom is the same way. And it's just so weird how we're just like taught that like, okay, you love the dog, but it's okay to eat the cow. Like, and cows are just like big dogs,
They are big dogs.
And it's like, why do we like just pick these 3 animals and fish, like fish, chicken, pig, cow? Those are okay to treat like absolute shit. But if you replace that video you're watching of the pig being drowned and stabbed with a dog, everyone lose their fucking minds. And it's like, they're the same. They just look a little different. Like, it's just, I just don't understand like how we got to this point.
Yeah, it's a brainwashing thing, and I don't think people like it is shocking when people go, "Oh, I love animals," and then they have
bitch, you just ate one,
and then they're eating one. It's like I'm like, no, you don't. You don't love anything about that.
Pets.
You love pets. You love owning a pet, right? You don't love animals because you're murdering them and you're silent about them and you don't care and you're not thinking about it. And it's shocking. I went to a sanctuary for the first time like a year and a half ago or something. I know you just went to one recently.
I did. I cuddled a cow. It was amazing.
They're so cute. Yes. The first time I met a cow, it licked me.
Aww.
She did. Yep.
Yeah.
Her name was Lola.
Yeah. Aww. And they're just like licking your arm and their tongues felt like big cat tongues. They're kind of rough. And so it like just, and they smile and they're happy. And when you look at them and you realize they really are just the same as any other pet that we have, and we love our pets, and our pets, we call them our family, and
sleep in our bed.
They sleep in our bed, and we give them insurance. We spend $10,000 if they're sick.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Right, and then we murder all these other ones who just exactly like you said, just look a little bit different than them, and yet not even like consider why. It's just the simple fact of people not considering the why that boggles my mind.
Oh, this is what we do. This is how it's always been, and it's just.
I think it's also too like. For me, I always connect the feminism in it to the dairy industry because a lot of people don't realize what actually goes on that makes the milk come into the carton and end up in your fridge because cows do not just produce milk because they think it's fun.
Exactly.
They have to be. Cows do not just produce milk because they think it's fun.
Right.
They produce milk just like humans when they are pregnant.
Correct.
And they are repeatedly raped, if you will.
Correct.
Because it's not by a bull, it's artificial. Time and time again made to have baby after baby after baby, have it immediately taken away from them, used for the same thing, and the process just goes on and on. So for me personally, I don't understand how you can vibe with feminism and still support the dairy industry because it's taking advantage of the female form. It's taking advantage of what a female can do for profit. And if you don't see a problem with that, I just honestly don't have words for you because I feel like that is one of those things that kind of puts the nail in the coffin. Because if you're a woman and you just can't connect with that, I just don't know what else to do for you. You're lost.
I agree. And that to me, it is one of the biggest, that's one of the things that with the feeding the babies, the milk thing that upsets me the most is because you have a baby girl and you can't see how exactly what you just said, these female animals are being exploited and raped and tortured. I stopped drinking milk like 10 years ago because I watched a video of how they made milk. I had no idea. Of course, just like anyone, I thought cows, they have to be
milk fountains.
They're just, they just
That's
produce,
what people think where I'm from.
Literally think that cows produce milk naturally as if they aren't mammals. Like our breasts are not producing milk right now, everyone, just to let you know.
Well, there's plastic in there. I still technically could produce milk though, just for the record.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
it
filled with
goes around the plastic.
Yeah.
Probably not as much. Might have a little strange taste. I don't know.
The baby will come out with no wrinkles. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm just, it doesn't work like that. It works like that. But yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like if you can't see that, and you know that they're being tortured in that way, and that they're being like, you know, artificially inseminated and like forcefully so with this ginormous rod filled with semen that I presumably forcibly take from a bull.
Yeah, they must jerk off the
right?
bull.
What are they doing?
do?
I don't know what they do.
I don't either.
We don't care about the men. We're like, those bulls like getting jerked off. But like, do they? You know, did they consent to it? Like,
do the bulls like getting jerked off? We need to find out.
We need to know the answers. The people need to know. We don't know. But yeah, exactly. They're not, you know, or people think that the cows are just like fornicating on their own.
Yeah.
That's not how production works, people. You can't mass produce things and then just like allow cows to like fuck and like randomly maybe get pregnant or not. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that means it's all forcible. The first time I saw the video of it happening, I went, oh my God, I will never drink milk again. And I never did, you know, and that was a decade ago. And and I think people, once they realize it can be a bit eye-opening, but I think more upsetting is when people do realize and they don't care. And then continue to feed their children it. And
well, I think also like if you're a mother, how can you not connect with what that cow goes through? They literally, you just carried this baby for however many months.
Literally.
I think it's similar to humans, and they take it away within minutes. Like, can you imagine your kid being taken away and then they stick a thing to your boob and take your milk and be like, oh, we're gonna give it to these dogs. They're paying for this. Like, what? It's just like, it's just crazy.
The minute you flip it, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. You know, you think about it like that and you're like, oh, this is why humans are afraid of aliens, because we're afraid that aliens would treat us the way that we treat animals.
Yeah.
Literally. Think about it. If you've never thought about anyone listening to this podcast, like that's why we're afraid of all of that. It's because we don't want we don't want things like shoved up our asses, right? That's what we do.
Or maybe you do.
We don't want to be probed. I don't want to be probed. I'm just like putting that out there. But yeah, not anal probing.
Ow.
Do they do vaginal probing? I'd be into that. I mean, if an alien was vaginally probing, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm down.
I feel like they just like the asshole.
Yeah, but I say no to anal probing. Just let any aliens listening know. That's what I consent to. I do not consent to anal probing.
I'll tell Aaron.
Yeah, he already knows. Trust me. He knows.
Oh my God,
that's why we get along. He's the same way. But yeah, anyway, how are we doing on time, Jesse? Are we doing good? Where are we at?
Yeah, 56 minutes.
Oh, we're like murdering it, but we're not
How
murdering
long is
anything.
It's supposed to be an hour.
Yeah, like
Just
about an hour.
depends.
Yeah.
Cool.
We usually try and like keep it around an hour. If it goes a little over or under, that's always cool. But
Okay.
always try and check just to make sure we're not holding up our guy for like, you know, I feel like I could talk for 6 hours.
Yeah. We get on this subject, like certain subjects, and
That's
we'll just keep going.
I think we did. I think Jesse was literally had his head down the whole time we were talking about veganism.
Yeah.
Were you sleeping?
I think he was sleeping. He
You
took
just
a
take a little
nap.
nip.
He was like, all right, these bitches are going to talk about
Yeah,
veganism.
they're just going to talk. So I was
Like, get 3 vegans fired up about veganism. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about this for a minute.
Yeah, that's true. Seriously. And it's hard because most people can't relate to it. And when you talk about it, most people look at you and act like you're being preachy or, you know, act like you're attacking them, which is also weird that they feel that way because that's not what it is, you know? But yeah, people definitely feel that way. So whenever I'm around vegans, it's always nice to sort of like,
so nice.
Yeah, be on the same page.
Get it.
So nice. Especially like going out to eat.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something like I would never be the type of person like, oh, I can't be friends with you anymore. Like we can't go out to eat, whatever. But like, I mean, it can be hard sometimes, especially because I feel like there's just certain things that are like triggers for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm probably, you guys can relate, but like if someone orders veal, like that just kills my soul.
No. Yes.
I'm just like, I can't, like, what? Or like foie gras.
Oh God, yeah.
Like those things are just like unforgivable.
And lamb. Like really, you have to eat a fucking baby. You
Yeah.
can't even just like eat the older one, a fucking baby. Really?
Wait, I read recently that all bacon is from baby pigs.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that they're like 6 months.
They don't
or
let
something.
them live long enough.
Yeah,
to
they
eat.
Well, that's pretty big. I mean, isn't veal from like 6 months and under, right?
Probably.
I mean, they have to grow a little bit so that they have something for you to
I really want to
murder.
steal one day. Like that's my MO. Like to go back to my hometown one day when I get my sanctuary.
Yes.
And I want to steal some.
Sam's sanctuary.
They're old school.
Yeah.
So like they're like Amish, so it's not like they have fucking cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, just steal it.
It's like in the middle of nowhere. Like literally,
Yeah.
I have it all mapped out.
Just don't say on here where you're going.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
We're
they'll
gonna
never
rewind
know.
to this podcast.
Yeah,
like,
we'll delete this part.
There's like 75 farms where I'm from. It's fine.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, they
Perfect.
won't find you. Yeah, it's wild. It's interesting. It's such an interesting world we live in. I'm happy that it's growing. The
Thank
movement's
goodness,
growing.
yeah.
You have people from every different type of like background and perspective showing veganism, which I think is really cool. And I think that the more it continues to grow, the more people will try it out and
Yeah.
try to make those little swaps. I think anytime someone makes a little swap, like, yeah, you don't have to go vegan. It's
overnight.
Yeah, right. Of course. I mean, sure, I want
Takes
everyone to,
time.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to take time. It took me maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 months to actually, from the time I said I'm vegan
Yeah.
to when I actually cut out everything. Because,
Yeah.
you don't actually realize things at first.
Yeah.
There's so much you don't realize, oh, that cake has it in there, that cookie has it in there, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And, you pick that up as you go along, or you don't realize, oh, shit, that thing's cooked in butter
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. It takes a while to sort of learn, but yeah, I mean, no one's going to do it overnight. Don't try to do it overnight.
and no one's gonna be perfect either. I know
That's
we
the
talk
other
about this a
thing,
lot.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's no such fucking thing as a 100% perfect
Yeah.
on spot, like
Yeah.
on it.
I've got
all the
Burt's Bees
time.
chapstick right here because no other chapstick will give me what I need. Sue me.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
me. Am I not vegan? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and I mean, like,
don't
there's-
come at me right now, ladies. Okay.
no, I mean, you're perfectly
Listen.
valid, and I mean, like,
Mary-Leigh looked like she was about to rip it out of my hand.
I'm gonna let her.
She
gonna
stared
let
at it
her.
really hard. I was like, oh God, she's about to kill me.
I would watch.
I was like, these vegan women are about to attack me.
No, and I mean, there's also the subject too, where it's like there's things that you owned
Mhm.
before,
Mhm.
Yes.
and then you make these changes in your life, and you still own them. Like I'm a sneaker person. I wear a lot of
Yeah.
sneakers now. I kind of wear like more Vans, and like I like.
Those are so cute.
Yeah,
Aw.
I don't buy anything now, but am I going to throw away my entire sneaker
No.
collection? No, they're fucking expensive.
No.
Like
Yeah.
my sneakers were like $160 a pair.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's things that like, and it's one of those things too, because like maybe the Canada Goose chick was vegan and she just got that coat
Right.
for a present 5 years ago. I mean,
That's
obviously
true.
that bitch probably didn't, but
happen. Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to something as bold as fur, though,
Yeah.
like I think most vegans would like donate
You're-
that or
yeah,
something.
you're right.
Like I don't
Yeah.
think I would wear a fur
Yeah.
coat, even if it
Yeah.
was my grandma's from the 40s.
Yeah.
or
Ugh,
something.
I know.
for sure.
I do wear like if I have pieces that were leather from before, or I actually will still wear like I do a lot of secondhand shopping, like thrifting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used to manage a thrift store for the past 3 years. I just stopped doing that, but so I would get all these cool pieces in the store, and I'm one of those vegans, and every vegan has their own opinion on this, but I don't mind wearing secondhand leather,
Yeah.
because like that animal was killed a long time
Plus,
ago.
it lasts for a really long
It's
time.
going to last for a long time. And it's also better than buying, like, I don't have like a ton of money to be buying like an expensive vegan this or that all the time. So in that sense, if the option is fast fashion or secondhand
That's
leather,
true.
so and everyone has their different opinion on that. It took me a while to sort of see it from that perspective. Like at first I was like, no, I will never wear the leather, never wear this. And then I realized I just was getting these sort of crappy fast fashion pieces because I didn't have the money to spend on like a nice vegan shoe or purse or, whatever. And so a couple years ago, I just started going, you know what, let me get something that's secondhand, or if I already have something, like I'm not going to throw it away. And I sort of made that like change a couple of years back, but that's just like a personal choice. I know a lot of vegans feel that way. I know a lot of vegans who don't feel that way. So it's everyone's opinion, but I think it's not accessible to everyone to say, throw away your entire wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous, And
Yeah.
so that's where like veganism becomes this elitist thing that we don't want it to be, or at least
No,
I don't want it.
we don't want that.
Yeah.
We just want, like, I feel like the ultimate goal of vegans, which I feel like we're all in a similar vibe, is just like from this point going forward, just make better decisions
Yeah.
and think about the consequences of your decisions and
Yeah.
that trickle effect that comes from everything that you do and everything that you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Perfect.
fun.
Yeah. So fun.
This is fun. Should we wrap it?
I think
'Cause
we could be better if we,
we could-
tried.
Yeah.
We could talk about veganism forever.
Yeah,
So, we're either going to torture our producer or torture the people, I don't know which one.
Maybe the people like it. I don't know.
I think the people are going to like it. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. I think the people are interested in veganism. It helps when you have like two hot models talking about it though. So that's a good perspective. Like,
Yeah.
I think that
You're
makes more
super
people
hot,
listen.
Mary-Leigh.
Oh, you guys are super hot.
No, I do. I think that makes, it's just like having like an athlete, it's just different perspectives other than the hippie, which is me, the
Aw,
hippie stoner,
I love
like
it.
that's one perspective. So you got to do it different. But This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank
Wait,
you.
before we wrap up,
Oh my gosh, say something.
Where can we find
Yes.
you?
Yeah. Where can the people find you?
You are on all social media as Miss Mary-Leigh, and don't fucking call her Mary.
Thank you.
She
Do not
doesn't
call her
fucking
Mary.
like it. Her name is Mary-Leigh.
And how do you spell Mary-Leigh?
Mary-Leigh, well, her all social media handle is at MISS, Mary, MARY, Lee, LEIGH, no spaces.
Perfect.
And also, your permanent makeup account is PMU, so for permanent makeup. So PMU by Mary-Leigh, again, no spaces.
Yeah.
So find her, follow her, give her love.
Yes.
Don't
Thank
troll
you.
her.
No.
She's amazing, and we were happy to have her this
Thank
week.
you. I'm so happy
Yay.
to be here. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for coming on. This was so much
Yay.
fun.
Yes, for real.
Yay.
Awesome.
This has been Sam Cap and Sam Dub with Sam We Are.
Sam, how are you, miss? Sam, Sam, we are. Sam, we are. Sam, how are you, miss? Sam, Sam.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.